Shortly after the month of April began, troops from Argentina invaded and occupied the Falkland Islands off the eastern coast of South America. The islands were claimed by Great Britain, and this action led to a 10-week, undeclared war between the two countries. The conflict resulted in nearly 900 deaths before Argentina surrendered 2 months later, agreeing to return the islands to British control. The protests that followed caused the military government of Argentina to step down, allowing for a democratically elected government to take power. On April 5th, an unprecedented spring blizzard dumped almost a foot of snow across the Midwest. The following day, the northeastern U.S. saw 1 to 2 feet of snow. The snowstorm caught many off guard because temperatures had consistently reached the 60s during the previous week. The severe weather caused most schools and businesses to close, as well as creating havoc on the roads. Several early major baseball games were also canceled. During a Saturday Night Live skit on April 10th, Eddie Murphy introduced Larry, a lobster, and declared that the show's audience would vote whether the lobster would live or be cooked by calling one of 2 phone numbers. The number to save Larry was read quickly, while the one to cook Larry was clearly enunciated. The phone system was quickly overwhelmed by the more than 500,000 phone calls that night. By the end of the show, Larry was saved by a margin of nearly 12,000 votes. His reprieve was brief, however, as Murphy ate Larry on the following week's show. On April 12th, John Mellencamp, using his stage name John Cougar, released his 5th studio album, American Fool. Most of the 10 songs on the album were written or co-written by Mellencamp, including Hurts So Good, Jack and Diane, and Hand to Hold On To. The album went to the top spot on the Billboard album chart, where it stayed for 9 weeks. It was the best-selling album of 1992 and certified over 5 times platinum. Two days later, another group, American rock band Van Halen, released its 5th studio album, Diver Down. With their record label demanding a new album, the band released this one, with nearly half of the 12 songs being covers of hits by other artists. These include a variety of genres, from Dancing in the Street to Happy Trails. The most popular song on the album, released as a single 2 months before, was Oh Pretty Woman. Interestingly, Van Halen had only meant to release Pretty Woman as a standalone single, but because of the popularity of their version, the band then recorded a few more covers, added a few originals like Hang 'Em High and Little Guitars, and released them as part of their new album. Diver Down spent a total of 65 weeks on the US album chart. The 86th running of the Boston Marathon on April 19th gave spectators one of the greatest finishes in Boston Marathon history, despite temperatures that reached into the 80s. Among the top runners that day were Alberto Salazar from Massachusetts, a previous winner of the New York City Marathon, and his main competitor, Dick Beardsley, a well-known distance runner from Minnesota. These two men would become the first in race history to run the race in under 2 hours and 9 minutes, breaking the American record. During the final 9 miles of the 26-mile course, Beardsley and Salazar battled for first place, keeping pace with each other. As they approached the finish line, Salazar burst ahead with a final sprint, winning the race with a time of 2 hours, 8 minutes, and 52 seconds. Beardsley finished just 2 seconds behind. April 21st witnessed the last episode of the comedy series WKRP in Cincinnati. The cast of the show included Lonnie Anderson, Frank Bonner, Howard Hessman, Gordon Jump, Tim Reed, Richard Sanders, Gary Sandy, and Jan Smithers as the staff of a fictional radio station struggling to move up in the ratings. The CBS series first began in September of 1978, airing on Monday nights opposite NBC's Little House on the Prairie and ABC's Welcome Back, Kotter. However, unhappy with the show's ratings, CBS tried it on different nights and different times, moving it a total of 10 times over its 4 seasons. After it was canceled, the show went into syndication, where, ironically, WKRP finally found rating success. On April 23rd, the Conch Republic was born when the Florida Keys announced their secession from the United States. Earlier in the month, the U.S. Border Patrol had installed a roadblock to inspect vehicles leaving the Florida Keys in order to catch illegal immigrants. Traffic congestion, however, led to hotel cancellation as tourists decided to avoid the hassle. As the people of the Keys protested, Dennis Wardlow, the mayor of Key West, sarcastically declared independence from the United States. He renamed the new island nation the Conch Republic, assuming the title of Prime Minister and mockingly declaring war on the U.S. While the actions were nothing more than a publicity stunt, locals had fun with the declaration, partying in the streets in celebration. The news, however, gained national attention, and the roadblock was soon removed. As a tourism booster, the Florida Keys kept the name. Key West serves as the capital, with the islands to the north named as the Northern Territories. A flag, anthem, and national motto have all been created. Every April 23rd, the Conch Republic celebrates Independence Day, part of a week-long festival of activities. On April 26th, singer Rod Stewart was mugged by an armed gunman after shopping along Sunset Boulevard in Hollywood, California. Among the items stolen was his 1977 Turbo Porsche, worth over $50,000. The mugging led to Stewart's decision to leave California, moving back to the UK. Thank you, as always, for watching this look back at memories of events from April 1982. If you enjoyed this episode, please like and subscribe to our channel, and keep an eye out for our next episodes, which are coming soon.